Hey, what's popular, everybody? Hey, what's poppin', everybody? And we are back with another Braves toy review. Thank you for tuning in. And today we're taking a look at the SHFiguarts Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegeta, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegeta. He's got blue hair. That's packaging. Nice packaging. There he is, next to it. Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku. And here we have him out of the packaging. Get a good look at him, a nice roundabout look. Now, this Vegeta obviously is the Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegeta, so the paint scheme is somewhat different from the Vegetas we've had in the past. The blue is really vibrant on the hair there, and it covers down to the stamped eyes really well. I dig the blue. And you got a little bit of airbrushing in there, so you got a few different levels of blue there, and it looks pretty good. It looks really good. So far, nothing really to complain about on this mold. Figuarts, as always, is really good about the figures they release, right? Got some white, it's basically white here with that hard mustard yellow. Because it's not really a gold. I don't know. It's more of a mustard color, I would say, with the God symbol there for the new training or whatever they received. I don't know if some of you guys saw the Dragon Ball Z Battle of the Gods animation. The white carries over really well and really makes a lot of this, it really pops against a lot of this gray, right? There are some paint app issues here. At the base of the forearm, but it's not anything that I can't forgive. Just a little bit of splash. I mean, dealing with Marvel Legends, trust me, I've seen a lot worse, right? We've seen a whole lot worse. And I really dig that little face expression he has there, right? So then he has, on this uniform, way more detail than you would typically see in the Vegeta uniform. That's the match, that's the counterpart to this one, right? Prior to the God state, right? I think the lining here in the uniform, and even here in the lower quad area, where it would make you would think that it's like a really tight cut, and it's actually a point of articulation, but it's not. I like some of the improvements they're making on these newer molds as they're putting them out. I don't think this is the same as the older mold. Maybe some parts are reused, but for the most part, there are some things that are quite different. Like sometimes, I don't know, sometimes I complain about these cups, these inner cups here, but they really help them to achieve more dynamic posing. So I guess it's still cool. What you have is a ball going into a cup, which is also inside of a socket inside of the shoulder area there, and that's on the actual hinge there. And then you have a swivel bit there. And then you have the double articulated elbow pieces here, which are hinges. And then you have the fists or hands on an interchangeable SHFiguarts ball peg there on the wrist. So you get a lot of movement out of there. Then of course you have the head on the standard SHFiguarts peg and ball as well. So you got the articulation in the upper neck part and then in the lower, so you get way more movement, right? You still have that raising part here that allows you to get a little bit higher and get more swivel, but you don't have to raise it quite that high, obviously, right? And that allows you to get more out of his waistline. Like if you, I mean, that's just that's just a lot. I don't think it should even be like that. It's like a periscoping deal. But yeah, that's that. And then we have, again, as always, you have that SHFiguarts universal deal here with the ball going inside of a cup and that cup inside of a socket inside of his upper thigh. And then you have the double jointed knees here. No swivel here. It feels like you're going to get some, but no, you're not going to get any. And then you have, of course, the foot on a SHFiguarts ball peg there. And then, of course, the toe gets a little bit there. So, yeah, there you go. That's his full range of articulated movement. And look how well he holds it up to stand. That's really good. Look at those. He's on the, look at that. He's on a toe. And then if you bring it in close, you see some pretty good detail here with like the little line, the zipper line there on the neck. So it looks really good. It looks really good. No complaints on this figure at all. You come down to the bottom, to the base of the boot, and you got more of that mustard yellow with the lines cutting through it. And then you got some line work in the actual boots as well as the crease and the wrinkles. And then as always, you have the actual leg going down into the boot, whereas it's not like a, you know, molded on piece here. It's actually a little bit of separate plastic, so it makes it look more anime accurate, right? And he just looks really, really good. So if you want to compare him to what would be the original body mold for this guy, but now I have the Datong version, which at the time it was said that the Datong version was actually a little bit better, and then of course for a better price. So let's take a look at them together, and we can see some of the differences, because it is, when it comes to what the when it comes to the actual original figure, it's basically the same thing. Now, as far as height difference, it seems like there's a little bit of difference in height. Maybe it's because the way I have them folded or articulated. I don't know. Let's see. Nah, they're kind of close, but it looks like this guy's a little bit taller. You tell me what you think. You take a look at it and give me your opinion on it. Hit me up in the comments and tell me what you think. This Vegeta is definitely a bit more ripped, right? Take a look at his quad area there. Those quads are really popping, right? Those calves are really popping there. Biceps are all beefed up. Now, the biceps look a little bit closer to this one, so it's quite similar. But there's definitely a difference there in the quad area. Also in the hip area here, you can see how much wider it is than this one, right? Now, coloring is where the differences come in, because obviously this is the Datong, and one of the things about the Datong is it was supposedly closer to the animation, I guess. But it looks, I don't know, I kind of like the Datong. It really looks good, especially on the airbrush highlights and things of nature. Like if you look down to the boot area, you see the airbrush highlights. I kind of dig that. You also see a difference in the armor bit up here versus the way this one is done. And then of course he has some different faces with this guy. So just want to give you a comparison of what would be the older mold to the newer molds, so you can see some of the differences I'm talking about when I say that I like the newer molds and what they're doing with the newer molds. As always, these guys come with a pretty fair amount of accessories. This guy in particular, this Vegeta in particular, comes with 3 sets of hands and 3 faces, not including the face and hands that he has on him. So we have what I like to call the Broadway spirit fingers, or the spirit hands, like you know what I'm saying, like the disco hand. These I would consider his more reasonable hands of all of the sets, because I think that they're more of a multi-purpose hand. They're good for like, I'm building power, or check out my do, bro. And then what Dragon Ball Z figure would be complete without the building power, force, energy, blast, about to drop it on your ass hands? And then, of course, you can always interchange hands to get like more of a dramatic effect, right? So you got the force blast leaving, and while the other hand is down to the ground subtly because I'm exploding my power. Now, what helps the overall dramatic effect is if you decide to change the faces to go along with these hand changes for some of your dynamic posing, right? Now, to accomplish the face change, for those of you who have never had a Dragon Ball Z figure from SHFiguarts, you typically just take the face, and as you can see the line here where you would separate it, right? And you can just pop the face off. Now, this is completely different from many things you were seeing before. Like you see that big square there with the holes. This is a totally different look, and I really dig the changes, because one of the big complaints that I've had, and I've always had, is that we're getting different painted versions of the same mold over and over again. Kind of some Marvel Hasbro type shit, but the difference is that we're paying near $50 for these damn figures, and you don't want to keep on paying for just different paint schemes of the same body mold for a different figure, you know what I'm saying, or a different character. So it's always good to see little subtle changes like that to let you know that they're actually remolding things, all right? Let's take a look at his first face, and you accomplish that by taking the same taking a piece, one of your new face pieces, and just kind of plugging it in here. And it, as you can see, it holds really well. It's pretty seamless for the most part. And that's his yelling face. Ah, Kakarot! And then here we have the vein popping, struggling face. Like he's either really angry, really trying to build strength, or just got his ass handed to him and he doesn't know why. He can't figure out why, because he is a Saiyan prince. And then finally we have his looking to the side like, I just defeated you, or I'm about to defeat you, or well, Kakarot, I guess we'll just have to see. Hey, that's a pretty good impersonation of Vegeta there, like much better than my Joker. Ah, ah, ah. Hey, I'm catching that too, huh? I'm doing pretty good, huh? Yeah, I think I am. And here he is next to Beerus, just get a good little example of how he lines up with him. And if you really want to get it crackety poppity poppity cracketing, here he is next to God Goku, who still has his little arm plastics on because I don't take them shits off unless I have to, right? And that's just really cool. It's cool to have them all completed. I should have Wisin sometime, not this week, but next week, depending on when you get this video. So yeah, there we go. We have all three of them together. I really dig the figure. Like, so if you want my opinion on it, and it's just my opinion, I think it's definitely a good pickup. Don't pay too much for him. I mean, the whole thing with SHFiguarts is that, you know, sometimes when they first come out, price is kind of high, then they go kind of down. So this guy, you should be able to get him for around, if you're in the groups, maybe around $35, $40. If you're buying them brand new, especially at the comic book shop, you probably see them for about $50 to $55. But check the Facebook groups first. That's the best place to start. And try to grab this guy for about $35 to $40. Right. Hey, big thanks to you guys for tuning in to Bray's Toy Review and checking out my little review here of the old Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegeta. Hey, thanks for continuing to subscribe, support, watch, share, and all of that good stuff. Hit me down in the comments down below. Tell me what you think about this guy. Let me know what your favorite SHFiguarts figures are. Hey, I want to ask you guys a question. I personally get these guys to do my review. I might take a few pictures, but I put them back in the packaging, and I keep them in the packaging for the most part. There may be one or two that I actually keep out of packaging. You guys take these guys out and display them outside the packaging, inside the packaging. What do you do? Hit me in the comments down below. Let me know what you're talking about. Hit that like button and please subscribe. Out of here.